Hey, what's up guys, it's Unleashed here today, and that's right, apparently a new Sonic game has been leaked for 2024. What game has been leaked, you may ask? Well, we're going to be discussing that in today's video. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at the news at hand. Onto Twitter, we Sonic Rush. Actually, hang on, just before we carry on with the video, something tells me that you're not subscribed. How do I know that, you ask? Well, look at this. Are you seeing that right now? Most of the people watching this video right now aren't subscribed. What's going on with that then, eh? Press that subscribe button right the hell now because, just saying, Sega was telling me that if you don't subscribe right now, they ain't releasing that Unleashed port. Okay, they didn't actually say that, but come on man, you should still subscribe right now. You won't regret it. Trust me. Anyways, I'll stop bothering you now, so on with the video. So here we have a tweet from My Nintendo News. Rumor, new Sonic game for next year, along with Jet Set Radio, Comix Zone, and a new Guardian Heroes. Known video game leaker, I'm a Hero 2, has revealed a little more about Sega's plans for 2024, which aligns with what the news publication Bloomberg said in April 2022. Sega is delving into its extensive back catalogue and preparing reboots of several classic gaming franchises such as Jet Set Radio, Comix Zone, and Guardian Heroes. Bloomberg originally mentioned that Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio were being worked on, so the news about Comix Zone and Guardian Heroes is new information. I'm a Hero 2 also mentioned that Sega's launching a new Sonic the Hedgehog game next year. I'm a Hero 2's Reddit account appears to have been deleted. Did we see the bulk of the leak right here? Sega. Another Sonic game is coming next year, along with Jet Set Radio, Comix Zone, and a new Guardian Heroes. Not sure on the date for that one. Persona 6 is a bit further away than last time I updated. I don't think it's making 2024. Original plan was revealed last winter. Main theme of Persona 6 is black and white. Some parts that look green in the gills. I'm waiting on other leakers before the floodgates open. There is another Persona game yet to be revealed. I'll finally say it's a party game. And that's pretty much it for that little article there. Now before we start discussing anything, can I just say that this is actually brilliant news for Sega. Not just in terms of Sonic, but Sega actually reviving the old franchise and stuff like that. This is really good. In the last couple of years, stuff like Monkey Ball, Samba de Amigo, they were all dormant franchises for quite a number of years and they've been brought back, which is very good. And now with this, Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio, even Comix Zone and new Guardian Heroes, this is brilliant, man. Sega used to have so many franchises back in the day and after a while they kind of just killed them off and never really brought them back. But now recently, yeah, they started to bring them all back again, which is brilliant news. I know there's been hype for a new Knights game at some point, so maybe they can bring it back at some point. Maybe. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Just saying. But anyways, back up to Sonic because that's all you're here for, really. But yeah, this is actually really good to see. Another Sonic game coming out next year. That is brilliant news. Ever since 2021, we've been getting hit with Sonic games every single year. Started off with Sonic Colors Ultimate. I know the game was mid, but a game is a game, right? Then 2022, obviously Sonic Origins and even Sonic Frontiers. Then 2023, we got Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Superstars, Sonic Origins Plus, updates to Sonic Frontiers, and now next year, another Sonic game. This is really good. Izuku was not lying about keeping the momentum going with Sonic for the next couple of years because, yeah, we're getting hit with Sonic releases every single year now. Quite a contrast to after Sonic Forces and Mania release because 2018, Mania Plus, cool. 2019, Team Sonic Racing, alright, then 2020 was basically nothing. So it looks like game drafts for Sonic are gonna be no more, at least the way this is going, because right now, we're getting Sonic releases every single year, so brilliant news. Now the main question is, what will the new game actually be? Now before I get my own thoughts on it, we have a little thread right here from All Shark Queen that I think makes some very good points, so we'll read it right now. I keep seeing people say, it's probably just a port or a remaster, but I don't know. There is also evidence to suggest this could be a completely new game. The first is this quote from the Sega president, especially when he considers Sonic Superstars to be a reboot in some way. Continuing that train of thought, he went on to infer that Sega takes the idea of reboots and remakes into account when setting the course for its intellectual properties, although again, he singled out Sonic as the prime example. Of course we have to do new things, but as with all IPs, we don't have new works or reboots, he explained. We will develop while selecting which is appropriate at this timing for each IP, such as, this is the best way to do this IP. Sonic is also Sega's signature IP, and in parallel with the new game, we're considering reboots and remakes. Maybe it's just me, but this along with what Izuka said about wanting to try more genres for Sonic, makes me think Sega are looking back at the old Sonic catalogue and rebooting or remaking them from scratch and making them into spin-offs. Iizuka. At the moment, I think that the two pillars of Sonic are the classic series and modern series like Sonic Frontier. While keeping these two action games unchanged, I would like to challenge other genres that make use of Sonic's characters and speed, such as Team Sonic Racing. Right now, comics are coming out in the United States, Netflix has a video work Sonic Prime, and movies are being released. So I would like to spread Sonic while following them. Not only would that be cost efficient, but it also doesn't take that long to make compared to making a completely new game. For example, if Sega wanted to make a Sonic R remake/reboot, it'll probably take 2 years tops since the formula is already there. And it is also a very small, cheap game, especially by today's standards. Also, it is a lot more reliable than taking stuff from Sonic's old catalogue and remastering it, due to the opinions on many of these games in the series, and probably things like Sonic Colors Ultimate still fresh in people's minds. All of this in this last statement from Katie really does bring it together. Maybe it's just me, but this doesn't sound like something someone at Sega would just tweet out of the blue. I think this is a survey done by Sega to seek out what spin-offs in Sonic's past fans like and what they should bring back. Then here we have the tweet that they're actually referring to. So Katie asks, what's your dream genre to see a Sonic game or more Sonic games created as? And seeing as Katie is actually a part of the Sonic the Hedgehog social media team, her asking this question, yeah, that can't be for no reason, right? There's no way. Also, I do want to add that even if it is a remaster, Sega can and has released both in the same year. Hell, just look at this one. Origins Plus and Superstars in the same year. Like, come on. This is mostly just fan rambling, and they could just be a remaster, but I don't know. With Sonic Movie 3 planning to come out next year, they have to have something more than that. A short $20 to $30 game made in 2 years seems more likely now than ever to me, but we shall wait and see. So yeah, some good points brought up in that thread right there. But now time for my discussion points. So, what do I think this next game is going to be? Now, we obviously have many options here, so we'll just rule out some things right here. So, to start off with, Sonic Frontiers 2. You're joking. You're joking, right? It's not Frontiers 2. Relax. Frontiers just came out last year. You think they're gonna get the sequel done in 2 years or less? Not a chance. Not a chance. 2025 at the minimum. And even that's unlikely in my opinion. 2026 is my opinion is where it could drop, I reckon. Could drop. Now, another game to rule out is probably another 2D game like Sonic Superstars, whether it be modern Sonic or classic Sonic. Superstars was apparently made in 2 years, and obviously we already have Superstars releasing for this year, so they're going to want to leave some room for Superstars to actually breathe. We don't want to see a new 2D Sonic game every single other year because it's going to get kind of overwhelming in my opinion. So it's either going to be a remaster or a spin-off game in my opinion. Now, remaster. Which game could get remastered? Now, for some reason I have no idea why, but a lot of Sonic fans have been hyping up a Sonic Heroes remaster. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Apparently that Sonic Fast Fence Forever thing and the Tails 2 footage with Sonic Heroes in there are all clues to it happening. No, relax, calm down, none of those are clues at all. The problem with the Sonic Heroes remaster is that the engine that the game actually runs on is kind of outdated now. I think it's called Renderware. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with that, so they have to actually remake Heroes in a different engine, and obviously last time that happened we got Sonic Colors Ultimate, so I don't think that's going to go down too well if that actually does happen. But you know, maybe Sega finally found someone competent to actually do it. I don't know, but in my opinion, I don't think a Heroes remaster is coming anytime soon. Especially when you consider that Sonic Movie 3 is coming out next year, so why would you remaster Heroes when you have Sonic Adventure 2 right there? That makes a lot more sense because Adventure 2 is basically the story of Sonic Movie 3 with Shadow in there, so the more likely option here is to re-release Sonic Adventure 2 and Adventure 1 for current day platforms, not Heroes. And even with the adventure games, I think a port is too far gone now. I think it's time for remakes now, because we've had Crash N. Trilogy, even the Spyro Reignited Trilogy recently got 10 million units, so in my opinion at least anyways, I think it's time for a remake at some point. Because the adventure games, especially SA1, have not aged all that well, especially in the cutscene department, so in my opinion at least anyways, scrap the ports and remasters, whatever, just remake them. I think it's time. And in terms of any other Sonic game getting remastered, I don't know, maybe the Advanced series maybe? I mean, those are pretty well received, right? So that seemed like a good option possibly. And then maybe Generations Unleashed, I don't know. Generation could do with bringing to current day platforms. I mean, it's a well received 3D Sonic game. It runs on Hedgehog Engine 1, so they don't really need to remaster that. So Just bring it to current day platforms, PS5, 4, Xbox One. Actually, even with Xbox, so you can play a generation there anyway, so that'd be a bit redundant on there. So it's just PlayStation and Switch that really need generations, and since that is the case, is there any point really even doing that in the first place then? I don't know. But now then, obviously, spin-offs. What can we get for spin-offs that are coming for Sonic next year? Now, the big one is obviously a racing game. The last time we got a racing game was obviously in 2019 with Super Sonic Racing, and in 2024, that would be 5 years ago. Holy crap. That is insane to think about, actually. See, I think it's time for a new racing game. Now, the question is, could it be Riders? I don't know. I doubt it. Is it be a kart racer again? Maybe Sonic R style? Not too sure. I mean, me personally, I would love a new Riders game. I think it's time we actually get an actual good one, because the Zero Gravity is kind of and Free Riders again, And just seeing a Sonic Riders game in 2024, that would just be cool to think about, because the thing about Riders is that it's not like Mario Kart. It's its own thing while still being a racing game. It's unique to Sonic, and that could just sell it just based on that alone. Because the thing about releasing like a new Team Sonic Racing or whatever is that it's always going to be compared to Mario Kart. I know Transformers is a very beloved game, but even still, right now we've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and that game is still selling big numbers to this day, so I don't think there's any point in Sonic releasing a new kart racer. Just do a Riders game in my opinion, because kart racing is not really a Sonic-y thing, it's more Mario-esque, so if they bring in a Riders game, that's more unique and cool, which is what Sonic is supposed to be. I think that could save the game from being compared to Mario Kart constantly, because I've been watching some non-Sonic fans play Team Sonic Racing recently, and yeah, all I can see in the chat is that, oh, this is a rip-off Mario Kart, or the person actually playing the game is saying that, yeah, it's an alright game, but, you know, it's no Mario Kart. And I think at this point, Mario Kart is too popular to be overtaken, so I think Sonic needs to go for something fresh, something new, so Sonic Riders or something similar to Sonic R, that should be the way to go in my opinion. That should be the way to go. Now obviously with that K2 that we saw earlier in the video, with the new genre of Sonic spin-off, I think that could be a good idea too. I mean, we just got Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog earlier this year, and that was a big success, especially with it being a murder mystery game, not something Sonic has done at all. So a new genre again, I think that could go down pretty well. A popular one right now for Sonic games is obviously a fighting game. I mean, there is a lack of Sonic characters in obviously Smash Ultimate, so give Sonic his own fighting game, that could be pretty cool. I mean, we had Sonic the Fighters back in the day, so maybe a remake of that possibly with new characters or something like that. I think that could be pretty cool. Actually, you know what? Here's an idea. You know the combat system in Sonic Frontiers? What if they took that and just made it into its own game? Kind of like Crash 4 and Crash Team Rumble, how Crash Team Rumble basically took things from Crash 4 in terms of assets and gameplay, whatever, characters, made it into its own Battle Royale type game, and while the game isn't doing that well, in my opinion at least anyway, this is actually a really fun game. So maybe doing that with Sonic Frontiers, where they take the combat system of that game and make it into its own thing, I think that could go down pretty well, and the best thing about that is that they can actually reuse assets and save a lot of time and money. Now, no, reusing assets isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's how you reuse them. But yeah, apart from that spin-off and remaster idea, I think one last thing I could think about is that Sonic mobile game that's supposed to be coming out by Hardlight. Not sure when that's coming out at any point, because it's supposed to be a Sonic RPG, like a fully fledged out thing, so maybe they're referring to that coming out next year. I hope not, because that's just a mobile game, and while we haven't had one in like quite a while now, calling that like a fully fledged out game, I don't really like the idea of that, so let's hope it's not that at least anyways. But yeah, that pretty much does it for today's video then. So a new Sonic game is apparently coming next year, so again, that is great, keeping the flow of Sonic going all the way from 2021, this is brilliant. Whether it be a remaster, port, spin-off, mobile game, we'll just have to see. But what do you guys think of this topic? What type of game do you think is going to be coming next year? Let me know down below. Love to see what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become Unleashed. Pressing that join button down below. Remember, it's not necessary. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.